Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I do for a little while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I really hope I can get this video in properly because I know I'm running low on space on my phone. Ha ha ha, let's get to it. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you whilst I'm doing so. Excuse me. I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Excuse me again. I'm also going to be a little bit gassy, apparently. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight my super cool shirts. What super cool shirt am I wearing today, folks? Well, it just so happens to be my Blue Beetle shirt, which I like this shirt a lot. Even if it was created in correlation with the not so great live action movie that they at the time I'm doing this recently released, and yeah, I saw it in theaters and everything. Not that I was expecting great things as soon as I saw that George Lopez was going to be part of it. And if anybody watches my videos and you see me with the Blue Beetle thing, yes, I will bring up George Lopez pretty much every single time because God, man. And don't get me wrong, almost anybody in that role would have been terrible anyway because it was a terrible role. It just didn't need to be there. But the fact that it was George Lopez on top of it, But anyway, I do really like the character of Blue Beetle, especially this particular version of him. He was co-created by one of my favorite comic book creators, a guy named Keith Giffen, who sadly passed away just this year, not too long ago. I absolutely adored Keith Giffen's work. He was pretty much the first comic book creator where I really began actively following his work based off of his name. And for me personally, I would gladly put him up there with, pretty much the best of the best. I really think that he was that good at what he did, both as an artist and especially as a writer. I don't think there are too many people in the history of the comic books industry who wrote dialogue better than he did. Not saying that every single thing he did was great. There were a few things where I was like, I love you, Keith, but this one not so much. But Blue Beetle was an exceptional series. His run of it. Anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing? Well, I just got through reviewing some Buffalo Wild Wings. Boom! But we're reviewing more Buffalo Wild Wings. On Thursdays with Buffalo Wild Wings, and I'm not shilling, but this is just the case, they have a buy one, get one free deal on their boneless wings. So I went over there, I just reviewed some with some Thai curry sauce on it. That was the flavor that I chose. Now, we're doing the second flavor. Boom, it's this one. Ha 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 ha. This one specifically has a funky name to it. It is the, I shit you not, this is how it's on the website. So, sauce, Gardner, sauce. No idea why, it also lists it on here as being a limited time flavor, but I didn't see it being a limited time flavor on the thing. I have no idea what the hell with this. But it's sauce, Gardner, sauce. So, yes. And this was part of their medium menu in terms of heat. So, unlike the last one where I was expecting some proper heat and I didn't, maybe get as much as I would have liked, this one I'm going into a little bit more realistically. So, let's get this big honking motherfucker right here. And let's give it a go. Let's find out what this sauce is. I had a friend in grade school named Steve Gardner. Maybe he made this sauce. Turned into an asshole when I got to high school. I know it sucked. He was a really good dude before that. I don't know, man. It tastes kind of like a barbecue sauce, if I'm honest with you. Got a little heat to it. Probably about as much heat, honestly, as the fucking Thai curry sauce. Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, it's a decent tasting barbecue sauce. Let me try some of just the sauce. I mean, I'll say this. As far as barbecue sauces go, especially in this capacity, you know, kind of a fast foodish kind of thing, I actually think this is a good... I'm guessing maybe that's what it means. Maybe the Gardner sauce is like a specific brand of sauce. If it is, they have a damn fine sauce. And if it is made by my former friend Steve Gardner, well, first and foremost, I hope you're doing well, buddy. I really do, regardless of anything, you know. We haven't been in fucking high school. I'm fucking 37, so I ain't holding a grudge at this point. Hopefully you're no longer a dickbag, though. But yeah, I do like it. It's like, so the thing with barbecue sauces for me, a lot of barbecue sauces lean into sweetness. And that's fine. I'm not, you know, I'll eat some Sweet Baby Ray's. But for me personally, I prefer more depth, more of a smoky kind of flavor. And if you can add in a little heat, that's all the better. This has all those things. Like, it's not a sweet barbecue sauce. There's a little sweetness. But it doesn't, you know, the sweetness isn't what's leading the way. It's the depth of the barbecue sauce that's kind of leading the way, with a little sweetness and a little smokiness, and then you get that heat at the end that kind of goes to the back of your throat. I mean, it's a nice sauce. I don't have any complaints about it. Barbecue sauce works well with chicken. This is the kind of barbecue sauce I would like with chicken. Yeah, I mean, I'm 100% down on this. I like this quite a bit. I mean, it's not as interesting as I maybe was hoping, because it was like, it's sauce. Okay, well, it turns out it's just basically a nice barbecue sauce with a little extra heat. I'm perfectly okay with this. Not the best barbecue sauce I've ever had, but it ticks all the boxes of the ones that I like, so I'm personally down with it. As for the chicken itself, it's, you know, it's Buffalo Wild Wings chicken. You know, they do a pretty good job in terms of, it's crispy on the outside, tender on the inside. That's what you want with your boneless wings. And you still get a chicken flavor from it. You know, it's not being completely overtaken by the sauce. It's, you know what? I mean, look, I don't eat Buffalo Wild Wings that frequently. Maybe a couple times a month at most. If you can go over there and you can get the buy one free deal, or buy one get one free deal, there's really no reason not to. I mean, you know, it's like for two things you get, it's a 6-piece deal for each. So you get 12 pieces of chicken. Then on top of that, I went over there, got a drink. By the way, this is Mountain Dew Legend. It is a blackberry Mountain Dew that is exclusive to Buffalo Wild Wings. Every time I go to Buffalo Wild Wings, I get it. And if you want my opinion on it, I actually have already reviewed this. So go look up that review. But I mean, Buffalo Wild Wings has some decent stuff. It's not going to blow blow your head away or anything, but it's solid. You know, it does what it needs to do. It's not as good as homemade, not as good as maybe some other chicken joints. Probably a little bit better than Wingstop, if we're honest, but on a similar level. Two questions have to be asked, though. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Yes and yes. Firm on both. I don't know if this is a limited time sauce or how the hell they're doing this whole thing, but 100% I would get this again. Because, like I said, it's just a barbecue sauce, fundamentally, but it's the type of barbecue sauce that I typically like a lot, and it's the type of barbecue sauce that establishments like this usually don't gravitate towards. So for me, that's a double win. If I'm recommending it to people, about the only thing I would say, it does have a little heat to it. It's got a little bit of a kick. It's nothing extreme or anything, but honestly, again, probably more so than the Thai curry, you know, goes to the back of your throat and it kind of lives there for a while. So if you're not into spicy stuff, maybe you avoid it. But I think otherwise, you know, if you just enjoy some barbecue chicken, I think it works nicely as a sauce for this. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. You go over there, have yourselves a truly proper barbecue sauce-tastic rest of your life. Very final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you gotta do, folks. You're gonna try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. It can be rough, man. You know, we go through lives, or we go through our lives, we try, I was going to life or lives, and screwed it up. We go through our lives, we try our best to, do what we can do. That's all you can do, realistically. Some people are way better at it than other people. And one thing I will say, just as like a quick little deep aside here, don't get too caught up in going over there engaging yourself against other people. I've known too many great people in my lives who went over there and brought themselves down by going over there and trying to stack themselves up to people who there was no reason for it, man. People go over there and say, oh, I'm this age, blah, 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 blah. People my age are doing this, da, 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 da. No, don't do that to yourself. You're your own person. Make the strides that you can make in the way that you can make them at your own pace. Some people are going to freaking run out ahead and they're going to go over there and they're going to, try to reach for the moon as soon as they can. Other people, it takes a little while. But don't go over there and, kibosh, your own dreams and stuff just because you're maybe not making the progress that other people are making. Anyway, when we do run into situations like that, though, in our lives, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're Steve Gardner. Maybe you're over there and you watch this video and you're like, oh, man, that's right. I remember Brandon from back when we were in grade school and stuff. I went over there and I lent him a shirt one time because he fucked up his shirt at school and I had an extra one. And then he just ended up giving it to me because he was like, you can just have it. What happened, Steve? What happened, man? We were so cool. We weren't like best friends or anything, but I invited you to a birthday party of mine at one point. We were chill. Man, that's something I haven't thought about in so long. And like I said, he got to high school and, especially when he got his first car, that's when he became a little bit of a dickbag, and he started kind of hanging around with other dickbags and stuff, and it was like, dude, But again, it's like, I'm not holding that against him or anything, I mean, he's still a dickbag, but I would hope he's not. Start thinking about those weird things and stuff like that. But anyway, if you do happen to see this, Steve, or any of the people that I knew in high school, by the way, or middle school, or what the fuck ever, I do hope you're doing well, I really do. Regardless of, what our interactions might have been at the time, I hope you're kicking ass, I hope you're doing good, I hope you're living your best life. I guess. Or conversely, I don't know, I guess I could be filled with bitterness and spite, but I choose not to be. And I hope that anyone watching this will choose not to be as well. Bye!